What is going on, guys? Welcome to another video. Hope you guys are all doing good. As you can see from the title, in this one we are going to be doing a first impression slash 1K mile review of the Boosted Performance mid-mount turbo kit. So if you've been around the channel for a while or you haven't watched the recent videos, you know that I kind of have this tradition where when I had the Z1 supercharger on the car, I would upload a video kind of every few months that explained my experience with the kit until that point. So I usually would do it like after hitting about 5,000 miles, and I would do it in those intervals. So I want to keep that tradition going with the mid-mount turbo kit now, and we're going to start right here at 1,000 miles. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. That guy just but anyways, yeah, as I was saying, this car now has the mid-mount turbo kit. It used to have a Z1 supercharger kit, and I want to keep that tradition going of just, you know, constantly putting updates, because I know a lot of people, the first thing that they think about these cars when they think boost is, oh man, that car isn't going to last. You know, the motor's going to blow up right away, so on and so forth. And one thing I'll say right now is this is still the original motor on the car. I have not blown this motor up, and go ahead and cross my fingers that that doesn't happen anytime soon, but this is still the original factory unopened motor. So I put about 17-ish thousand miles on this motor with the supercharger, and now with the turbo I've put about 1,000 more. So still holding up, man. I don't know, maybe I just got a good motor. You know, the employees that were building this motor had a good day when they built mine. So far I've been super lucky with it. But anyways, enough talking about that. All right, guys, so for this portion of the video, I thought I would come in the car and actually talk about my experience as I'm driving the car. So let's go ahead and get the car started up, and we can go for a little bit of a drive here. But the first thing that I'm going to talk about is just the good. You know, the one thing that everybody always wants to know is, like, is the car running good after 1,000 miles? And I can say 100%, car is running perfect still, even after hitting just 1,100 miles. If I go to my trip odometer here, you guys probably can't see it, but I just hit a little over 1,100 miles with the kit. So I've definitely driven it a bit in the past 3 months, and so far, man, honestly, I haven't had any major like mechanical issues. But the one thing that I do want to say, and I can get started with driving here, the one thing that I really enjoy about this car, actually before we go for a drive, let me go ahead and open up my Ecutech app so that I can monitor values and stuff here. There we go. So as I was saying, one thing that I really like about the turbo so far, and specifically this Boosted Performance mid-mount kit, is that under 4K RPMs, the car really feels like it's just an NAZ. It honestly, like, without hitting the throttle, like right now as I'm driving, you can't really tell that this car has a turbo on it, to be completely honest with you guys. And I really like that. The one thing about the supercharger that I kind of hated was that whether I was driving the car at 2K RPMs or, you know, going full rip at 8K RPMs, I could always hear that blow-off valve. I could always, you know that the car has a blower on it. And it's nice that with this turbo setup, you know, you kind of get the best of both worlds. Under 4K, it drives like a normal NAZ. It doesn't do any weird things. And then when you want to get on it, car wakes up, and then you know for a fact it's boosted, it's super fast. And I really enjoy that so far about this mid-mount turbo setup. The other thing too is the sounds, guys. it's so good. I mean, like, I'll get on the throttle a little bit here. You guys can just hear that turbo. It just sounds insane. Like, I never get tired of hearing that blow-off valve and hearing that turbo spool up. The one thing about the supercharger too was it sounded really good. I mean, the blow-off valve made the car sound like a jet, and now it also sounds like a jet, but in a different way, you know. But it's just like, man, like, it's just too good. Like, go ahead and do a little bit of a harder pull here. If I downshift, you guys can hear. Like, you can just hear that turbo sing. The sounds really just adds like a whole different level to the driving experience of this car. All right, guys, so on the topic of this car sounding good, another thing that I've so far enjoyed about the turbo kit is that the power just feels so violent. Like, one thing that I didn't always like about the supercharger is that since it is a supercharger that obviously runs off the OEM, runs off a belt, and as your motor spins faster, the supercharger is going to spin and make more boost, the power feels very linear, right? So it feels fast. You know, my supercharged setup, I was running 16 pounds of boost, E85 and that whole deal. So the car was by no means slow. But when I hit that throttle, like, the car would take off and it would feel like it was getting faster and faster. But the initial hit, when you hit, you know, you put your foot on the throttle, was definitely not as violent as with the turbo. You know, you guys are going to see right now, I'll do a little bit of a pull here. When you hit the throttle, you know, with this turbo setup and boost hits, I mean, it puts you back in the seat in a way that I've never experienced with a supercharger. You know, it's just like a feeling that you got to experience it to really know, because it legit hits you like a train. Like, it is absolutely insane how violent the car feels. So I'm going to put the car in map 2 here, as you guys can see, and then I'm going to do a little bit of a rip once this road actually straightens out. Because one thing you have to also now keep in mind is that because the car is significantly faster and it gets up to speed faster, you can't just be doing pulls when you're going to go around corners and stuff. It can get sketchy very, very, very fast. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get down to speed here, and then I'm going to wait for the road to actually straighten out. So right now, keep in mind, 14 pounds of boost. I'll do a little bit of a brake boost here. It's all right. Jesus Christ. Oh man, it never ever gets old doing that, guys. You guys saw right there, I don't know if you can see it in the video, the car definitely got sideways a little bit, and almost any time that I go and do a pull with this thing, that happens. So I absolutely need way better tires. These R888s in the rear are just not cutting it anymore. So yeah, it's just, oh man, like every time that I do that, my hands like shake. Okay, so one thing that I forgot to talk about too is, so far with the mid-mount turbo setup, I have been very impressed by how fast the turbo actually spools. So I have a Comp 67 turbo with this kit, and it's a pretty big turbo, you know, for the power levels that I'm trying to push. Definitely a pretty big turbo. And I was worried that because of that, the car was not going to spool fast enough. I thought that I was going to hit that throttle and I was going to be sitting there waiting for it to spool. And coming from a supercharger, I will say, like, supercharger, you hit the throttle and you have boost right away. You know, there's no lag. But with the turbo, it's different. You hit that throttle and you're kind of waiting for the boost to hit, and then it hits out of nowhere. But honestly, guys, with this mid-mount setup, as you guys can see, like, yeah, with some brake boosting, it helps and it's going to spool it faster. But I'm extremely impressed with how fast this turbo spools. Like, even right now, if I won't do a brake boost pull, but you guys will see, I'll throw it down to 3rd gear, no brake boost. So you see, that was literally no brake boost, just me pressing the throttle, not full throttle, but like 75% throttle, and the turbo spooled up almost instantly. So obviously brake boosting will help a turbo car no matter what, so you can build that boost all at once. But for this setup, I'm extremely impressed with how fast it actually spools. And another thing is, right now you guys saw I just did a pull on wastegate which is only 10 pounds on this car. It's still a lot of boost, but you know, it's E85. Right now we're on E72 with 10 pounds of boost in map 1. And seriously, in this map 1, the car feels faster than it felt with my supercharger on 16 pounds of boost, sorry. So that's another plus that I've really liked so far, that even though technically the car is pushing on average, you know, 5-6 psi less, it still feels like faster than when my supercharger was running 16 pounds of boost. And again, that just kind of goes with the topic that I was talking about earlier, where it all just has to do with the violentness that you get from a turbo. You know, you get, with a turbo, it spools up to 10 psi, and you get that 10 psi all at once. Whereas with a supercharger, you know, you're not going to make 10 psi until you're like halfway through the RPM range. So yeah, overall, those are the main things that I really just have enjoyed about the mid-mount setup so far, guys. You know, it is a mid-mount kit, so I have had to be more careful when it comes to how I drive. You know, I can't really do pulls in areas like this where there's bumps, because I'm going to bottom out and I'm either going to hit the turbo or hit the downpipe or any of the parts of the car that are really low. So that's definitely one of the negatives of the mid-mount setup so far. All right, guys, so I'm going to park the car up now, but before I go outside, I wanted to show you guys. So these are the temps after doing like 3 kind of back-to-back pulls. So you can see right now in Arizona, it is really hot outside. I mean, it's almost 100 degrees and it's like almost 8 p.m. So intake air temps are definitely higher, but with that 4.5-inch Treadstone intercooler, they actually stay down quite a bit. And you can see, I mean, engine and coolant temps are the exact same, and they're super stable. I mean, this is literally, keep in mind, after driving for about 30 minutes, doing like 3 back-to-back pulls on high boost, low boost, and everything is just stable. So when it comes to temps, at least for my specific setup with the Boosted Performance mid-mount kit, it is no problems at all when it comes to temps. But I will say I do have my piping under the car heat wrapped. So I have the exhaust piping wrapped. I do have ceramic coated headers. So I kind of did everything I could do for heat management. But I will say one thing is, after doing pulls in the car, the engine bay definitely seems noticeably hotter than when I had the supercharger. So every time I drive, I've kind of made it a habit to just pop the hood open and let this thing cool down. But anyways, guys, that is mostly the positives of the Boosted Performance mid-mount turbo setup. I know there's kind of a lot of points, and really the only negative that I have about it is, one, like I said, the turbo is under the car. I can't really show you guys without actually jacking up the car, but let's see if I could give you guys a little bit of a look. I mean, you can kind of see it, like that right there that you're seeing is like the bottom of the turbo, and you can see one of the charge piping. So you can't really see it, honestly. But the bad thing about it, like I said, is if you have a low car like mine, it is very easy to scrape. I have actually already hit the bottom of my exhaust housing on the turbo, because there's just been times that I'm not as careful and I hit a bump going faster than I should, and I could hear the turbo hit. But luckily that only happened to me once. The turbo does sit higher than the subframe, so you don't actually have to worry about that too much. But that's definitely one thing to keep in mind. And obviously with the turbo being under the car, you don't get that like cool factor of being able to pop your engine open and see the turbo in the engine bay. You know, it's more of a sleeper look, which personally I kind of like. You know, when somebody's looking at this engine bay, if they don't really know this platform or they know what they're looking at, they're just going to think it's another Z with 3-inch intakes. It's a very like incognito sleeper look, which I like. There's cars that pull up next to my Z, and they're just like, they blow it off immediately. You know, they're like, oh, whatever, it's just another Z. But little do they know, I got a 67 mil turbo under their car. So yeah, as far as bad, there isn't much that I have, guys. Honestly, after 1,000 miles, like I said, I can't give like a full in-depth review about everything I've experienced, but as far as issues with the car, I haven't had any. So there isn't anything bad that I could say about the quality of the kit or, you know, anything like that, because I haven't had boost leaks. I haven't had coolant leaks with the lines that run to the turbo. Haven't had any issues, you know, so I don't want to jinx myself, and I hope that it stays that way. But so far, everything has been amazing. So if you guys want to know kind of a recap of everything, The good thing about the mid-mount turbo kit from Boosted Performance is, one, it's quality. It's very reliable kit, and I haven't had issues with the kit whatsoever. Everything looks like it's welded very nicely, it's done very nicely, and when it's properly installed on the car, it's a setup that you can just, you know, turn the car on, drive, and not have to worry about it. At least that's how it's been for me so far. And then the sounds, I mean, you guys heard it in those outside clips too. This car just sounds insane. I mean, you like from a VQ, hearing those type of sounds come out of it, it really fools some people, I'll be honest. And yeah, man, you know, there isn't a ton of bad. Like I said, it's a mid-mount kit, so you do have to be wary of the fact that there's a turbo under the car. You know, you don't want to go super fast over bumps or anything like that. And at the end of the day, you know, you're putting something on the car that makes a lot of power, and it's a lot of aftermarket parts, and you have to realize that those are parts that you're going to have to maintain. You know, once in a while you may have to go under the car to grease the turbo, to check that your charge piping clamps didn't come off, and so on and so forth. So it's just part of the game. Like, if you have something like this on the car, you just need to be willing to maintenance the car. Like, if you need to be doing your oil changes more often, you need to be checking things more often and stuff like that. So yeah, anyways, guys, I don't want to sit here and talk too long. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I tried my best to make it interesting, because I know me standing here in front of the car is probably not the most entertaining thing in the world. But yeah, man, I love making these type of videos for you guys, because I feel like it helps me kind of recap what I've been through with the car. And I hope that my opinion and my experiences can help others who are potentially looking to boost their car the same way I have, or are maybe looking to do it at some point in the future with this specific Booster Performance kit. So anyways, guys, thank you guys for tuning in to another video, and I will go ahead and catch you in the next one.